on, everyone? We are riding the J train across Brooklyn today here on Urbanist. My name is Ariel. Let me know where you're watching from. We're going to ride from Queens, starting all around the area of Jamaica, all the way across the Williamsburg Bridge here on live video. So get ready to ride the train here in New York City.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Hello everyone, nice to see you here. Hello Yuri, hello Nasimia. So we're starting at 120th Street here in Queens, and we're gonna make our way through Brooklyn on the subway ride. It's a nice epic ride to the subway. Oh, you can see from the front, this is awesome. Hello Judith, hello Elisa, hello Jessica, hello Elle, hello Susan, nice to see you here. Hello Shirag, hello Jane, hello Kay, welcome. Hello Sajid, hello Susu, nice to see you here. So we're riding right now across Brooklyn, across Queens first. Queens, one of the most diverse areas in the entire world. The second most populous borough in New York City, right after Brooklyn. So we're about to see a huge array of different neighborhoods. And we're passing right now 111th Street. Hello Jamie. Hello Cecile, nice to see you here.
This is a Brooklyn-bound J local train. The next stop is 104th Street.
So right here.
Stand clear of the closing
Hello
doors,
Tosio,
please.
nice to see you here too. Welcome. So let me show you all the different stops. The final stop on the J train is the Broad Street stop. David, you see me on the J train. Hey David, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hello Deanne. Hello Judith. Hello Manny. Hello Rachel. Hello Bernardo. So I love taking this train ride because you really get to see a huge swath of New York City. As I mentioned, we're riding across two of the most populous boroughs in all of New York. They're gigantic in land area. You know, Brooklyn and Queens are about the same size as Paris alone. So it's huge areas of land, and we're doing it all on one subway ride, which is kind of epic. And here we see a little bit more of the terrain change because Queens has a few big spots of green areas, more so than Brooklyn or Manhattan. We see them there in the distance. Hello Amy, nice to see you here. I love taking above ground train, says Manny. You get the view of the neighborhoods. You do, Paul. And Manny, great question. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if anyone has any. It's a rainy day here in New York City, so it's so nice to kind of get into the train.
Stand clear of the closing doors.
Hello Swisser, nice to see you here. You are alone, that is good. I have not been on the subway. So very few people on this subway ride. So which is nice. Hello Susie. Susie, that's your train. Oh yeah, Susie, it passes through Bushwick. I'll point out when we pass through Bushwick. So we're gonna pass also a lot of the hipster neighborhoods, or the very young neighborhoods that used to be traditionally Puerto Rican American. Here we see what used to be the old freight train rails. Right down there, we briefly passed it. They're planning to make a cross-town subway line through that area, which has been long abandoned for a while. Do you have your umbrella? Yeah, I do have my umbrella. So we will be taking a step out, probably in Williamsburg or Bushwick for a short bit, and then we'll get back on the train. But I'll let everyone vote. Can you see the show at the front of the train? Yeah, sure. It's hard to show because this is actually the train conductor right here. Train crew cabin. So it's a little bit blurry. but I'll show you for briefly and I'll point out where we can see a little bit better. Hey now, how's it going? Liz, I do love the sound of the train. Veronica says Marcy Avenue. Yeah, we might stop at Marcy, but maybe we'll step out also in Bushwick. This will be a long, kind of slow live video where we'll enjoy the J train. Swisser, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Swisser, you're a legend. There's the other J train passing through. Cindy, I always love to be in the front of the train. Me too. Me too. So 85th Street Forest Parkway. Now, for the areas we're passing through, do let me know what you know about them. If anyone's from these stops, let me know what's the main demographic in this area. Donald says, are you sure? Are you going to sing Take the J Train instead of Duke Ellington's Take the A Train? Indeed, Donald. Indeed. Ooh, that always makes me dizzy, says Liz. Johnny Johnson says, you made my day. Thanks for this, Ariel. My pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Sergio. Nice to see you here. Hello, Liz. Okay, I'll let everyone vote on it. Let me know. We'll definitely do a small stop in Williamsburg, but let me know. Would you like to do a small stop also in Bushwick? Let me know. If so, for anyone who's watching that is a Brooklyn native, what stop in Bushwick would you recommend stopping by? Let me know in the comments. We're taking a train. We're going to take a trip on the J train. Manny says, sure, do a stop in Bushwick. Toilet sales Bushman, nice to see you here. Lily, stop in Bushwick. Liz says, yas. Sarah says, I like your mask. I'm really glad you do. So it's a nor'easter here. Nor'easter is basically like nor'easters are basically heavy thunderstorms that hit this area of the U.S. They're very susceptible to them, and we get them ever so often. So today's a nor'easter, and it's raining very heavily, and some of the subway tracks are even flooded. It's kind of crazy. Elisa loves the scarf. Amazing. Ralph says, love the train. Thanks. My pleasure. Okay, we'll most likely stop at Myrtle Wyckoff. Alright, so the people have voted. They want to see a little bit of Bushwick. I'll show you Bushwick and then Williamsburg. W2, you should be decorating, but I'm here. Don't tell anyone how lazy you're being. Don't worry, W2. Your secret is safe with all of us. Everyone, don't tell W2's family that he's not, he or she, please confirm, or they, that they are not decorating. What's your favorite view along the line, says Anastasia. I love when we pass the bridges. We're going to pass the Williamsburg Bridge eventually, towards the end of this broadcast.
Stand clear of the closing doors,
Cypress Hill.
please.
And here we see the cemetery. This is the cool thing. You see the cemetery there in the distance. So here's the Cypress Hill Cemetery. There should be another cemetery by another name attached to it as well, but we're literally passing right above it. Cypress Hill, just like the famous rap rock band, but they're making a reference to LA, not New York.
Hello, please be careful with your belongings. Hold on to your bags and don't carry your wallet or phone in your back pocket.
Cynthia, your cousin lives in Cypress Hills. Oh, does he like the area? Let me know. Are you riding the J train to the end of the line? Adam, I started during the above ground stop, which was 128th Street. And we're gonna head all the way across the the Williamsburg Bridge to the Bowery stop. That'll be our final stop. Lisa, you're drinking coffee. Ooh, cool. And Kay says, stand clear of the closing doors, please. So look at all these interchanges right in front of us. We see how the trains can shift tracks just in case there's repairs being done. And here we see one of those interchanges. Because this services the JZ line, and then we'll also be going on tracks that also pass with the M line as well. So it's quite comprehensive rail line here in this area of Queens into Brooklyn. Joe, why is the train so empty? Well, this is not really a popular line during a weekend. People use this more to get to work, and so there's not that many people commuting within Queens on the J line during the weekend. I've noticed that before the pandemic as well. Young, I'm so glad everyone knows the next stop. There's a lot of Brooklyners watching, New Yorkers. The J's not very popular as well, says Benji. Yeah. Benji, the J, especially in the Queens area, which we're currently located, is not so popular. It's mostly used by people who need to get to work, not for people who are kind of going for weekend brunch, which we'll see a little bit later once we start going to Bushwick and Williamsburg.
This is Crescent Street.
Cynthia, there are a few cafes at Wyckoff. Okay, cool to know. I'll make a stop at Wyckoff and show you a bit of Bushwick, and then we'll see a bit of Williamsburg. Here we are at Crescent Street, and this is one of the stops actually which I used to take to get to Rockaway Beach. Because I think there's a bus nearby, and there's also a bus at Broadway Junction. Crescent Street, I also had a lot of friends who were Filipinos, and also I had a lot of friends who were Guyanese and Trinidadian that lived in this area.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Norwood Avenue.
So we see some huge construction right there in the distance.
Doors, please.
Hello, Katya from Miami. Do you prefer Queens or Brooklyn to live, says Johnny. I like the quietness of Queens. Queens is a bit quieter, a little bit calmer. So if you don't want to live too close to too much hustle and bustle or loud roadways, Queens is a bit better than Brooklyn. Brooklyn is much more dense. 2.7 million people live in Brooklyn, and it's about like 2.4 million live in Queens. But Queens is a bit bigger in area than Brooklyn, so it's less dense. Mektep says, Warriors, come out and play. Yeah, Mektep. So the Warriors, the movie takes place of them trying to take the train from the Bronx all the way to Coney Island. We're just going through Queens and Brooklyn, but it's a similar kind of long train journey. So here we have Norwood, people coming in this way.
This is a Manhattan-bound local train. The next stop is Cleveland Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
You love Queens. Oh, amazing. Just in one borough, over 1 million people? Yes, Johnny. I mean, Manhattan is close to 1 million. Manhattan is around like 800,000, 900,000 people now. So Manhattan alone is almost 1 million. Brooklyn 2.7, Queens 2.4-ish, Bronx, I think definitely well above 1.5. Staten Island is, I think, above 600,000, so quite a big population. So we are in very dense
This
areas.
is Cleveland Street.
We're basically passing the length of 2 Parises in this train ride. Just keep that in mind, because this is a very long train line, the J train, extending all the way from Jamaica, Queens to Manhattan, downtown.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is San
Matthias says, frequent stops seems complicated to master the system. There are a lot of stops, so there's more than 200 and I think 400 and something, 200 and, no, there's a lot of stops. There should be, let me know, how many stops does the subway system have? It definitely has the most subway stops in the entire world, more than even Japan or Paris or London. So we have a whole lot of stops. 472, thank you so much, Benji. 472 stops. Yes, the New York City subway system. Young CC knows all the stops in the system. Oh, Young CC, that's very impressive. I'm glad to see so many people wearing masks. Yeah, people are pretty proactive here. Satu, hello from Japan. Nice to see you here. We have Satu. Oh, a lot more Japanese people watching now. Some good artwork in some of these stations as well.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is
Hello, Judith and 4K Wanderer. Hey, Brendan in Sheffield. Nice to see you here. 8 more stops to go, says Ariel. Yeah, we have plenty of stops to go. We'll take our sweet, sweet time. You know, when you watch Urbanist, it's slow TV, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to show you more on the front. The J train has 30 stations, says Toilet Brush. Thank you, Toilet Brush. 30 stations on the J train. Crazy perspective to see it from the front. So if you're here taking the train, highly recommend going on the front. The J train is just a fun ride to do on its own, along with the 7. Those are my top 2 above ground stations I recommend. Above ground train lines that I recommend in New York City.
This is Alabama Avenue.
Ralph, can I do a video with Dutch Moss? Yeah, maybe someday I'll feature Dutch Moss. Stay tuned. Here's the train conductor. We can barely see it because they kind of have this blurry window effect, I think, just to maintain privacy.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Broadway Junction.
Stand clear of the closing doors,
Growth,
please.
what cell phone provider I have? I use Verizon. Verizon Wireless. Hey, Shirag, have you heard the term numtot for public transit nerds? No, Shirag, I actually haven't heard that term. I know there's a huge fandom or kind of community of people who really love rail lines.
To remind you that backpacks and other large containers are subject to random search by the police. Thanks for riding with us.
So now we're approaching Broadway Junction, and we're starting to see the convergence of a few different train lines. Those train lines being the A, C, L, J, and Z trains. Right here, all in one junction. So this is one of the main hubs in the Brooklyn-Queens border. So we just passed Queens and we're entering Brooklyn. And there in the distance we see East New York. We're gonna also pass by Bedford-Stuyvesant. We're kind of in that corner of Bedford-Stuyvesant, East New York, Weeksville. There's a track connecting. Oh, I love that we have a few transit fans here. So Benji, thank you so much for the extra information. There's a track connecting the JL and JZ and L line, and the AC are underground. Yes, they are. So above ground is the JLZ.
This is Broadway junction. Transfer is available to the A.
So here we see the other trains there. And this is also a train yard. They have a train yard down here. And also it connects, separated by one street, with the Long Island Railroad. Johnny, is the Bronx tourist safe? There's some major tourist attractions in the Bronx. So yeah, not all areas, of course, but there's some major tourist attractions which are safe. So,
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train.
Broadway Junction.
The next stop is junction.
Huge kind of train station.
Doors, please.
Reggie says Broadway Junction, those steep escalators. Oh yeah. And if you want to get to Far Rockaway Beach, this is basically the station that everyone gets off at. Either to get on the bus or to take the A train down to Far Rockaway. So the A line being the longest line in all of New York City. The J, I think, is a close second. Zayan, yes, oh, we have a lot of train enthusiasts watching. So Zayan says connection is available to the Long Island Railroad. Yeah, I'm surprised. I hope in the future they make a better connection to the Long Island Railroad, where you don't need to walk outside the street for a block. It'll be cool if they built a tunnel or kind of rearrange the track somehow. So here we're passing on the borders of East New York and Bedford-Stuyvesant on the other side. Clean, are you off the J train? I'm on the J train, yes. You passed Sheffield Avenue, where I lived many years, says Merck. Oh, cool, Merck. What's the temperature today? Around 40 degrees, and it is cold and rainy.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Halsey Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Tom says, this is fun, I love train rides. Oh, I'm so glad you do, Tom. So now we are about to enter Bushwick, or Ridgewood into Bushwick. So Merck, yeah, we're starting to see Bushwick now. Ooh, a Basquiat mural down there. That's cool. Jackson says it's boring in Texas. Oh, Jackson. I'm glad I could show you New York City.
Halsey. This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is 8th Avenue.
Would you buy this building? Let me know in the comments. Danny says Chelsea Street is where Ralph Cradon lived. Who's Ralph Cradon? Let me know. Hey Dave, you say it's very similar to the metro system in Newcastle, England. Oh, interesting. It's above ground in Newcastle? That's cool. Is there a driver? Yes. He's right here. Right here. We can barely see him. He's right here. It's hard to kind of see him because the window is made blurry. Is there a destination? Yeah, the Bowery Station. We're gonna pass the Williamsburg Bridge at some point. We're gonna take a small little adventure in Bushwick. We're at Gates Avenue. Driver is hiding in nappy. Says W2. I doubt it. If he naps, the train will run because I don't think they're automated yet. Unlike, I think there's a few cities there, they're already starting to do automated trains. Jackson, where we're heading? We're exploring Brooklyn. Ultimate stop is going to Bowery in New York, in Manhattan.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Okay, ooh, Ireland has trains. I didn't know Ireland had train. Do they have subways, rapid transit, or is it rail? Sean, am I going to Peter Luger? Not today, Sean. But I'll point out as we pass by it. Jack, Manhattan, Bowery. Across the Williamsburg Bridge. Trains look empty. It's getting full. As you go deeper into Brooklyn, it starts getting more full. This is more, this train, Queens, a lot of Queens people use car. A lot of my friends from Queens actually are car owners. In Brooklyn, that's a little bit different. Brooklyn, while there are people, of course, who own cars, a lot of people do take the train. So here, Bushwick. Kosciuszko, Polish hero.
Broadway.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Hey, Brendan. Oh, there's even trains in Sheffield. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, above ground stations and underground are awesome. Yeah. So Merck says that the pronunciation is Kosciuszko. Whoa. Those Polish names, pretty difficult to pronounce. So lots of street art we're starting to see here because we are in Bushwick, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we would be called a hipster neighborhood. Hipster meaning young people in their 20s and 30s, love street art, love coffee. Of course, it's a generalization. These neighborhoods are traditionally Puerto Rican American. There's always been Dominicans and Mexican Americans as well. But in the popular, literature and movies and TV and travel guides, it's known as a hipster neighborhood nowadays. So here there's a conjunction with the M train.
Myrtle Avenue, Broadway. Transfer is available.
All right. Let's take a nice look. Lots of street art down here. Are you guys excited to see a little bit of Bushwick around the train station and then get back on the train afterwards? Let me know in the comments. What's the history of the street names? Ooh, the history usually dates back to some popular figure of that, either that area or when that part of the city was built. All right, so we're out of the train. We're gonna take a nice little tour of Bushwick and then we'll get back on the train afterwards. $2.75 to ride. I have the unlimited, so I'm not spending per ride. I'm just paying per week. You can get a 1 week unlimited or you can get a month unlimited. They're the same price, so it really doesn't matter. I would say if you're here in New York City, either because it's the pandemic and I am only buying weekly just in case, because I don't know what could happen. But if you're a tourist and you're staying here 1, 2, 3 weeks, you can be on the safe side and just buy a week. And you really won't be missing out. So here we are in Bushwick from above. Myrtle Avenue. Hey, used to live on Jefferson Street, says Reggie. Oh, cool, Reggie. So people commuting into Brooklyn, interesting. Lots of people waiting for the train to go further into Brooklyn. So I'll show you this cool view before I go downstairs. Here are some train lines already have timelines, not all of them yet. Unlike the UK, where they're very good at already providing exact timing. Why is it known as Bushwick? So Bushwick is stemming from a Dutch word, Boswick, pardon my Dutch pronunciation, and it basically means like there's a lot of bushes, there's a lot of like woodlands. It's a kind of heavy wooded area. So here's the M train passing. This is a really cool photo opportunity right over here. Right here, cool photo opportunity. Let's go wide screen, wide angle, right there. All right, I gotta fix my mask and look at all the jumble of train tracks over here. Oh, that's crazy. All right, before I jump on and go downstairs, let me fix my mask. Let me know where you're watching from. So glad we have people from all around the world. Hope you're enjoying this live video. And pardon the sound of my jacket. Had to wear a strong jacket because it is raining. And it might sound a little bit puffy. All right. Yeah, really cool way to get a cool perspective of the city. Hey, Domino watching from Croatia. Scott from Canada. John from upstate. Kendra from Pittsburgh. Joanne from the UK. Marios from Morocco. Fernando from Buenos Aires. Bienvenidos. Para personas mirando en español, estamos haciendo un tour por el subway, el tren, aquí en Nueva York, por Brooklyn y Queens. Y ahora estamos haciendo una parada en Bushwick. All right, let's go downstairs to Bushwick. Cool jacket, all bundled up. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen and people of all genders, I'm very bundled up today. So my viewers that do live in Bushwick or have lived in Bushwick, let me know if you have any recommendations of places to see in the immediate area of the train station. H302 says, what a mess. So here's the subway map. I started here at 121st Street, been riding down through Queens into Brooklyn, and now we are in Bushwick. And stay tuned, we're gonna see a little bit of Williamsburg. And our final stop is going to be the Bowery. Or Delancey, I mean. Yeah, man. Thank you for the warning. That's so weird. So when people say New Yorkers are nice, they are nice. The man just warned me of the poo on the floor. And for some reason there was poo on the mask as well. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So welcome to Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. Do I speak Spanish? Yes, I do. Sí, hablo español. Puede preguntarme cualquier cosa en español también. A veces no veo todos los comentarios, o puede preguntarme por una segunda vez. Sometimes I don't see all the comments, so you can ask for a second time. Welcome to Bushwick, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let the poo be a bad first impression. There's better things here than just poo on the staircase. All right, what to show you? Let's walk for only for a few blocks. A very hipster-looking deli. I don't mean hipster with in a derogatory way. Don't misunderstand me. It is a word I myself have embraced too. So. Adrian says embraced in their hipster. Indeed, yeah. Some people mean that word in a derogatory way, but sometimes in other ways people have embraced that word as well. So that's why I want to clarify. This feels like a movie set. It really does. I really love kind of it's gritty. I would say it's grimy, and it has that charm to it. So that grit and the grime has that charm to it. It looks like it stinks. It doesn't smell too bad. No, it doesn't smell bad. Here's a bar, Sicilian Eatery, concrete. Oh, here's the train passing overhead. What's Bushwick known for? So, I'll preface, neighborhoods are known for a lot of things. These neighborhoods are huge, more than 100,000 people. So there's many facets to them. What is Bushwick to me and to many people around my age in their 20s and 30s? It is known as a hipster neighborhood. There's a lot of bars, there's a lot of cafes. We're not seeing too many of them right now, but in the few blocks away, there's a lot of them. There's a growing art gallery scene as well. So there's a lot of art gallery openings. And also cheaper rents. So many young people live here who are coming from all around the US, and also a lot of more foreigners were coming in here. So when I was coming to Bushwick this past year, I started hearing, or right before the pandemic, so the past 2 years, I started hearing more Spanish, people coming in from Spain, or from Argentina, or from Puerto Rico. I heard more Chinese. There was even Chinese people coming in here. Not Chinese Americans, but Chinese from China. Cool old historic building as well, and also it's known for street art. So there's a lot of street art around here. I heard nothing matches the. So to clarify about hipster culture, it started in Williamsburg. The modern hipster culture it got really popularized in Williamsburg, or at least that was like the center point where all the people saw the Instagrams and the photos and the concerts and everything, right? So yes, but if you want to see like current hipster culture, you should go. I would recommend going to Bushwick. It might not be so obvious. It's a little bit hard to navigate, but especially if you come here on the weekend nights, not during the pandemic and not during the winter time, I think you'll see more of that kind of hipster culture that you've seen on TV. You'll see it more in Bushwick than you'll see it even in Williamsburg. Because Williamsburg has been quickly becoming very touristy, and much more expensive. And when neighborhoods get more expensive, the artists are not there. So it doesn't have that hipster quality to it, such as in the 1980s and 1990s when the prices in the West Village were going up. It no longer had that beatnik or bohemian vibe to those neighborhoods. So same thing with Williamsburg. Of course, there's much more facets to these neighborhoods. I want to make that clear. These neighborhoods have way more different, much more deeper history, much more different people who walk here as well. All right. Should walk Williamsburg South Side. All right, let me show you a little bit more. Do you live in Bushwick, Palladian? I love your name, Palladian. No, I don't live in Bushwick, no. I know many friends here. I used to hang out here a whole lot. I miss New York City. Love this video, says Mandy. Oh, so glad you do, Mandy. Look out for that banana peel. Yeah, yeah. My eyes are peeled for banana peels. Whoa. Look at this hair salon. Crazy decoration. Enriquez, it looks like a hair salon straight out of my homeland of Puerto Rico. Look at that. Whoa. I gotta show you. Jorge says hipster is a generalization. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But just like throughout history, throughout modern history here in the U.S., we've had generalizing terms that have applied to a certain movement of young artists moving to a certain neighborhood. So we've had bohemians in the 1890s to the 1920s. We had beatniks in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. We had hippies in certain other areas of the U.S., like in California. We had the grunge era, also in certain cities like Seattle. You have different kind of generalizations of cultural movements that have popped up in modern history. So while yes, there are generalizations, and while yes, it could get much more complicated than that, is a good way of kind of understanding how culture is evolving and what are the things that have propped up because of that overall cultural movement. Any Puerto Rican restaurants living? Yeah, good question. I don't think so, unfortunately. It's across the street. Not too many. I don't think any. If anyone knows if there's any Puerto Rican restaurants, I know of one thing it's called Norwin's. But beyond that, not so many. All right, so let's get back on the train. Not much here to see. I'll show you a little bit more of Williamsburg. Reggie, thank you so much for the stars. I think those are the stars. Thank you. Are the cuchi fritos? I think the only one I know is Norwin's. And here we see a little bit of the homage to the Puerto Rican community that lived here. It says, PR se levanta, Puerto Rico rises. And we see a woman wrapped in the Puerto Rican flag. Conguero right there on the side with a huge parrot. And Morro, and we see Frida Kahlo right there, the famous Mexican artist. And we have some music that we have to stay away from because this is the artist that shall not be mentioned. All right, let's go back up. Let's go to Williamsburg. Ben says generalizations are never true to the personal experiences, and that is indeed true, yes. Again, these videos are not a do your own research after watching these videos. Come to your own conclusions. This is the Metro Park. Let's take the G train. All right, we're going to Manhattan. Okay. 193 viewers on Facebook. Also, welcome everyone. Take it to Flushing. There's a Cucci Fritos and Graham. Oh, thank you, the boss. I appreciate that. Oh, the sun is coming out. Oh, that's fun. Hey, Susie, I get PR food at George's restaurant nearby Graham Avenue. Ooh. Well, that's good to know. George's restaurant. What is your favorite subway ride to take? The 7 is my number one. I'm from Queens, so I have a special affinity to it. But from a touristic point of view, Queens is basically a passport. The 7 train is a passport to the world. You can basically travel across the world just by taking one subway line. The J train is a very close second. It doesn't look safe, says Daisy. I feel generally safe in Bushwick. Always, have some caution whenever you're exploring any of these areas. But I feel generally safe in Bushwick. But of course, I am speaking from a male who's 6 feet tall, so and fairly large. So that's my experience personally. Would you live in this apartment? Let me know. Literally right by the train. You can take a ramp and put it here and get yourself to the station. No, I would not recommend that. It's cool looking at these views down there. I'm so excited to get back on the train, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I wonder what kind of J train. I think all the J trains are now new. I don't see any of the older ones. And I miss the older ones. For one very good reason. Because on the very front and the very back, you can clearly see the front of the train. But with the new trains, which we see that one parked over here, the M train, they blur out that front window. Your Hudson Yard stream is unforgettable, says High Fiver. Oh, I'm glad, High Fiver. Thank you so much for tuning in. Haven't seen any Christmas in this area, Susan. Not really. Christmas decorations are more of a Manhattan thing. When you go to more touristy areas or major shopping centers, that's where you'll see Christmas decorations. All right, you guys ready to go back on the J train? As Duke Ellington did not say he was taking the A train, but we'll just, for the matter of speaking, say we're taking the J train. You guys ready? Here's the train conductor.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Flushing Avenue.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wesley, your favorite train line is the R. Let me know what's your favorite train line. Or you're watching. Triple Sace has a great recommendation. Bushwick, he says, I highly recommend Ichiran on Johnson Avenue. Best ramen outside Japan. Ooh. you. Zayon, yeah, I haven't seen the older trains here on the J line. So they might have been discontinued. If anyone knows if the older trains are still running here.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Gorham Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
David, what's the protocol for boarding the train? Do you let people off first? Yes, that is the basic protocol. But unfortunately, sometimes New Yorkers do not follow that protocol. So you have to fight your way through the inside during rush hour. No Fluffy says, this man gives facts. No Fluffy, I'm glad you enjoy my facts. Today's not his research tour, so of course do your own research. Whatever I am talking about may be about perspectives of culture, or stories about history, or tidbits about getting around, or about the neighborhoods we pass. Do your own research afterwards. I respect stories. I never mean to give you any disinformation, but for the sake of long-form conversation, sometimes there is the potentialness for something being misinformation, and that happens even when you have a conversation with a friend, or you're hanging out with the tour guide for quite a while. So, just wanted to make that clear.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Hughes Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Kevin says, you, my friend, you got this. The sheer height of the tracks would freak me out. Aluminum. So aluminum, if this freaks you out, don't take the G or F train across Gowanus, Brooklyn. That is the highest rapid transit station in the entire world so far. I'm not entirely sure if China has beat us yet in that regard, but that station is more, it's huge, it's very tall. So check out my video from last week, where towards the end of my Park Slope video, I go on the Smith 9th Street station. Were those the Jay-Z projects? I think so. So I think Jay-Z does get his name from living right by the Jay-Z line. The rapper Jay-Z. Let me know if that is true or if that's a myth. Let me know. B. Griffin. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while, B. Griffin. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for clarifying. It is the tallest.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop is Marshall.
Are we getting off? Yeah, we're gonna do one stop in Williamsburg.
Closing doors, please.
Why don't they upgrade the D trains? Good question, MD. I'm not entirely sure why. My thinking behind it is, my educated guess would be, some trains are a little bit more difficult to upgrade due to them being fully underground or being very long trains, and it's just more economical to leave them the last to be upgraded. Param says, you're doing a wonderful job. Oh, I'm glad. Chirag says, he later changed his rap moniker, Jay-Z, to salute his mentor rapper and producer, Jazz O, and the subway lines of his hometown in Brooklyn. Oh, Chirag, cool. So it's both a homage to his mentor and also based on the train lines. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a stop here in Williamsburg. Let me know if you're hyped to see a little bit of Williamsburg.
This is a Manhattan-bound J local train. The next stop
So we are in Williamsburg.
Essex Street.
Here's a gym. To work out by the train. I'll show you the train departing. DG Prez says, this is your old stop. Also glad, DJ Prez. Kevin says, you're so polite. I love it. Yeah. Being polite is fun. He says that to me. Being polite is the best thing you can do in this world. Being polite is a courageous act. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's a hop-on, hop-off tour, says Helen. Helen, that is a great way of putting it. Yeah, it's a hop-on, hop-off tour. Oh my God, someone was in the middle of the train cars. That is not good. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. Oh, these guys are skipping the fare. Fare hoppers. So here's the train line. The shots have already begun. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to Brooklyn. I'm joking. Those were not shots. That was a motorcycle. Ben says, Williamsburg is nice. Went there to visit Rough Trade. I could spend hours there. Indeed. Mag says, duck. No, I was joking around. It was just a motorcycle. Or a car. Couldn't tell from this distance. Welcome to Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The stereotypical hipster capital of the world. Rodyar says, be careful. This is a very safe neighborhood. It might look a little bit grimy here, but once you get into this area of Williamsburg, it's pretty ritzy the further you go into Williamsburg. Or North Williamsburg, at least. So we'll get back on the J train, but let's take a nice little detour, ladies and gentlemen, into Williamsburg. Willie B, as some New Yorkers like to say. Susie, this is your place of birth. Oh, I'm so glad. Here's the M train. If you want to see a ride across the Williamsburg Bridge, stick around to the end of this broadcast. Isn't Williamsburg predominantly Jewish? Okay, great question, Daisy. This way, we're gonna walk towards North Williamsburg, which in my opinion has pretty cool stuff in relation to coffee shops and places to eat. This side is South Williamsburg, and this is known as one of the major Jewish Hasidic neighborhoods. The Hasids are an Orthodox sect of Judaism. They're the ones with the longer hair. The men have the longer hair. They have the hats. They have the huge robes. A lot of Hasids live here. And that's the difference between the two Williamsburgs. While there might be a few stops in here and also in Hasid Williamsburg, we're going to North Williamsburg. Go look for the George Washington statue. Yeah, we're close to it. And we see the Williamsburg Bridge there in the distance. My final destination is Manhattan. We're going to do the J train across the Williamsburg Bridge. Condominiums, lots of condominiums. High-rise condominiums popping up all around Williamsburg. Show these tourists a real Hamble Court. Okay, we'll do. Sure. Who was that? Tone. We'll do. All right, let's cross the street. Show all you guys a real Hamble Court. I wish I had a handball with me. I'll start carrying one so I can give you guys a demonstration. Just love the views over here. Hello Toyosio, hello MD. This will there be a concert this year for New Year's Eve? I doubt it. Not a public one, at least. Hey, Long, nice to see you here. Watching from Astoria, nice. Couldn't be better timing. I'm moving here next week. Oh, so cool, man. Alanis, that's awesome that you're moving here. If I ever misgendered anyone in the comments or mispronounced your name, always feel free to correct me. Always feel free to correct me. I have a name, I often get misgendered myself if they don't hear my voice. So, I feel you. Here we have handball courts. So handball, one of my favorite sports, used to be a sport I hardcore played during my entire teenage all the way to my early 20s. I hardcore played handball. I was in my handball team in high school, and yes, we had a handball team. And also I was in the handball club in college, and this is what my friends in my teenage years would bond over. We would play handball, and if it was too cold, we would still play handball, and then we would go to our friend's house and play video games. So that was my childhood here, or my adolescenthood here playing handball. Not in this specific court, but in the handball courts all around Queens. Now, what is handball? It's different from European handball where you throw it. It's like European handball is like soccer with your hands. This is like racquetball, but with your hands. You don't use a tiny little ball because that would hurt a lot. Use a bigger, softer ball, and that's how you play handball here. It's American handball, but also Ireland has handball as well. So it's only two countries really you'll find handball. Let me know if there's handball courts in your country or people play a similar version. Let me know. 4K, I was very good at handball. Oh, cool, 4K. 4K, are you from Canada or did you grow up in the US? Let me know. Or do they have handball in Canada as well? I don't have arms. I can't play handball. Hugo. Oh, Hugo. Yeah, handball. I haven't seen handball be adjusted, but there's plenty of other sports. I like paddle balls. Yeah, paddle ball is very similar to handball. Paddle ball, sometimes they use the same exact ball as well. They just use a paddle. It's, yeah, like tennis as well. It's a very fun game. No one's playing right here because it's raining. But yeah, maybe one day. Let me know if you guys are interested. Maybe I'll find a friend to do a handball live video. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. Or if anyone here in the comments wants to see a handball game, let me know. Or wants to play me in handball, let me know. Julia, I don't like when people graffiti without purpose. Yeah, that's called a tag. And yeah, here's the overpass for the BQE, Brooklyn Queens Expressway. Racquetball is an amazing sport. I love racquetball. All right, let's go this way actually. Here we have what's called a throw up or throw. Bigger bubblery graffiti. Susie, I'm in no shape for handball, but we'll love to watch. If I have any handball players out there seriously interested in doing a live video where we play handball in live video, do let me know. Or maybe I'll challenge Action Kid to a handball match. So the other day someone asked me, what's the most expensive meal I've ever bought? I had an 11-course meal here at what used to be this restaurant called Tariff. I think now they're closed down, but this is where I had my 11-course meal for $100 each. Are you a hockey fan? No, I really don't pay attention to sports. I only played handball, but I didn't really pay attention to any other sports. Yusuf says, yes, challenge Action Kid. All right. Urbanist. Ariel from Urbanist versus Action Kid. Who will win? Who will take the crowd of live streaming? There's 2 rounds. We play normal handball, and then we play a handball where we hold the camera, our individual gimbals and phones. Kevin says, am I a singer? Because I have such a beautiful singing voice. Have I ever done Broadway? No, I have not. I'm not a singer. But if given the opportunity, I'll follow the footsteps of non-singers like Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling to make a movie musical. I'll happily follow that lineage. Max says it sounds like a battle royale. Indeed it does. Cue the theme song from Battle Royale, the movie. Here's the poor George Washington statue that has been graffitied, has been vandalized, and we got heavy political messages on them. Do a New York equivalent of La La Land. All right, we'll do, guys. All live video, a musical rom-com. Let me know. Valley Forge, it says in the front. Good old George Washington on the horse. Traffic cones, yeah, I think they were protecting the statue during the height of the civil unrest. B. Griffin says George Washington is the most named guy in New York City. Oh yeah, most named guy I think in most of the U.S. What are those red things? Those are traffic cones. I'm not sure why they're all up there. Kevin, will I also be visiting Long Island? You might see 1 or 2 more videos on Long Island. I usually don't cover too much the suburbs. This shows more about cities. But we are on the island of Long Island. We're just not in the area that people know as Long Island, which is Nassau County and Suffolk County, but we are on that island along with Nassau and Suffolk. Nassau, I mean. When I pronounce it my way, Nassau, I got the pronunciation police angrily writing on the comments. Full support from Saudi Arabia. Oh, thank you so much, Lady Coach. I heard Riyadh is a very beautiful area. I've seen a few videos of it. 4K Wanderer, welcome. Are you going to Bryant Park later? No, not later today, no. It's a bit too cold and rainy, but stay tuned this week. You'll see more Bryant Park. Here's Pies and Thighs. One of my best fried chicken places in New York City is right here, Pies and Thighs. Oh, and they have donuts as well. Oh, that's really cool. So great fried chicken. Really, really amazing donuts as well. Love your New York tours. Hello to you from Halifax, says Andrew. Oh, welcome, Andrew from Halifax. Nice to see you here. So here we're at Luis Peña Way, which is named after, I think, should be a Puerto Rican. Let me know if anyone knows who Luis Peña was. Aluminum says, "Oh, pies and thighs." That made you giggle. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad it did. All right. Let's go for a mini tour of Williamsburg. This is a nice Saturday walk, says Joanne. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you so much for tuning in. So what type of food would you guys are curious about? There is a great pizza place here. I can show you amazing coffee. We could do one food stop. I'll let people vote on it. I don't know if you have any other recommendations, but vote. Pizza, coffee, or literally a random place. Let me know in the comments. Vote. One of those three. Pizza, coffee, or random. Isn't Urbanist Puerto Rican? Yes. I'm what you're called a New Yorican. Puerto Rican raised in New York. You got coffee. Someone said, please show me pizza. Joe votes for a niche. I wish there was niches. I wish there were niches here in Brooklyn. There might be one, but I don't know of them. Random coffee. Adam says random. Wesley says burgers. Random. Kyle says pizza. Okay, we got a lot of random. And I see a bake shop here called Ceremonia. So let's check out this bake shop. All right. We had a lot of randoms. So let's check out this bake shop. Pardon my silence. We're going to go into Ceremonia Bake Shop. And it seems to be owned by Hispanics, which is awesome to see the Hispanic community owning businesses. So let's give them our support. Hey, how's it going? Ooh, amazing. How's it going? Yeah. What's the popular pastry here?
I saw, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
I really have to not look at anything because otherwise JJ and Amy.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Oh, of course.
I'm not holding back.
It's either everything.
I'll try the olive oil citrus. Yeah, just one and a double espresso.
You got it. Any sugar in that?
No, black, please.
Double espresso, and olive oil both.
When,
71.
thank you. When did you guys open?
We opened last July.
Oh,
So
cool.
we've been open a year and a half now.
Year and a half. That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you live around here?
No, but I frequent Williamsburg quite a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I live in Long Island.
Oh wow. What's the commute like?
It's pretty short. Luckily, I take the Long Island Railroad.
Oh nice.
And-
Okay, so it just like takes you directly into the city and that comes right here, right?
Yeah, well, either Brooklyn or I can go right into Manhattan. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know nothing. I just stay
Long
here.
Island one.
Oh,
My
really?
husband has family out there. So
There's-
went to a birthday party like a year or two ago. But it's not so far.
There's not that much to see.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not missing
Except
too
these
much.
Beautiful homes.
Yeah.
They're like gigantic houses.
Would you like a lift?
Ah, yeah, that'll be great.
It's not a siplet, it's just like a cap.
Okay, that'll be great. Thank you. It's cool seeing. There is nice houses there. Yeah. It's nice to see small businesses pop up more and more. Yeah.
We're really,
Are you guys family owned?
we are.
Oh.
It's
Thank you.
definitely crazy. I mean, we opened and then we were just finally being established and then the pandemic hit us. and
Yeah,
then
within our first like 6 months, I
it was
think.
pretty crazy.
Oh wow. Oh, that's amazing. If I may ask, are you guys Filipino?
No,
No,
she's Vietnamese.
Oh, I was because I saw the name and it's in Spanish, but I thought it might be
yeah.
also Tagalog.
Oh, her
My husband, he's Dominican.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's amazing. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Have a good day. All right. All right, so let's try this out. So very nice ladies. It seems like one of the owners might be Dominican, maybe, with Asian American as well. And let me see if I missed the coffee. It seems pleasant and warm. Don't forget to get the receipt. Yeah, luckily in New York City, you can when you pay by card, you can easily get a receipt via text. It's awesome. Dessert rating, we're gonna try it right now. And identity mystery bouncy thingy. Oh, where are your furries, Charlene? Is that baby rocking behind the counter? I think it was, yeah. They look like lip smacking pastries. Indeed they do. And his cat's expensive, yeah. Alright. Alright, let's try this. Name please. Ceremonia. Ceremonia, like ceremony, but in Spanish. Ceremonia. I asked them if they were Filipino because they look East Asian to me. Or Asian. And the name being in Spanish, I thought they were maybe Filipinos. But it seems like one of the co-owners might be Dominican. So here, let's try this out. This is the olive oil citrus cake from this place I never tried before. They seem very nice. They opened up last July. Let's try it out. Very good, very soft, very chewy, very kind of moist cake as well, like very thick cake. You get a lot of bang for your buck here, and it has strong citrus taste to it. Hello from Turkey, Emrah, nice to see you here. So very strong citrus flavor. It's very moist. The olive oil, you can not taste too much of like the olive oilness, but it tastes more of kind of like a basic cake with a very strong citrus flavor to it. So it's a very nice combination. I love the glazing on top. Adds a little bit of extra sweetness and a little bit of that kind of glazy crunch to it. And they have seems like these flowers on top. Crazy windy. Really great cake. This to me tastes more like a afternoon tea cake. So if you're familiar with afternoon tea in the UK, this is more of like these cakes that you accompany with coffee or with tea. In America also, there's a few places in America where they have these type of kind of like thicker, more moisture cakes that have this kind of they're perfect to combine with tea or coffee. So really great cake. I actually really recommend this. It's a huge bang for your buck. This in total cost me $8. I think the cake was about like $4.50. But you get a huge bang for your buck because it's a gigantic, dense cake. You can easily share this with 2 people. So I'm gonna take the rest home because this is a very good cake. I won't get too full. But let's try the coffee. I love your YouTube videos. Oh, I'm so glad. You're watching me on TV. That's so cool. Hello from Istanbul. Hello, tour guide. Nice to see you here. I'm gonna put this in my backpack. Favorite Christmas in New York? Love everywhere, but if you go Christmas in New York City, walk on Fifth Avenue. Be sure. Does that cake go well with mint? I'm not sure if they had a mint version. They had something with, will it go well with mint tea? Yes, I think it will. Here's the coffee. I'm very optimistic about this coffee because look at all the crema. Look at all that crema. It's a really well pulled espresso, judging just by the crema. Wow. Super sweet. Sweet smelling. Super sweet smelling. Wow. Wow. So this is a very fruity cup of espresso. No sugar, no milk or anything. No flavoring. Straight shot of espresso. They're using some beans that are very fruity. And this is a really well pulled espresso. I'm astonished. Usually bakeries don't have the best coffee. Usually if you want to get a really good cup of espresso in New York City, generally you go to a coffee shop. Bake shops tend to have, they're good enough coffee, but it's not like amazing. But this, wow. Really mind-blowing. Very fruity in flavor. Very bright. So this is not your Italian espresso at all that's chocolatey, nutty, or like your Colombian that's like a very punchy, powerful cup. This is very fruity, very bright. It almost tastes like a great pour-over or a café colado if you're watching in Spanish, condensed into an espresso. Ooh, wow. This is one of the best espressos I've had here in Brooklyn. God damn. Wow. I'm blown away, ladies and gentlemen. Blown away. I'm not sure what beans that they put in here, but this is a great espresso. Don't come expecting Italian style or South American style, which is a lot more punchier. This is more kind of Brooklyn style, more American style, where it's a little bit brighter, more fruity. And it's a great kind of bright, fruity espresso. That's all I can say. I found the treasure here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for voting to go to a random spot. That's the beauty of sometimes just going to a random spot. If it's not commercial, you might get very lucky and try something very amazing like this. That's great. I'm going to throw this away and let's continue walking. And I like your enthusiasm. We'd love to try, that, but can't stand coffee. A lot of places, big shops and coffee shops here in New York City, usually also offer tea. Might not be the best quality tea, depends on where you go. There are, of course, always a few exceptions. Generally, they have the bags of tea. But more and more here in New York City, they're having higher quality teas or local teas, like Hardy & Sons. So, yes, you'll find tea options in these places as well. Or you'll find sometimes, sparkling water if you just need that. I'm going to take a swig of water and we'll continue walking around. So this is a success, ladies and gentlemen. Try Ceremonia Bake Shop here in New York City, in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Oh, wow. Blown away. Blown away. This will get 5 stars for me if I were to rate it on Google or Yelp. I'm going to say thanks to them, because this is probably one of the best espressos I've ever had. Wow. I'm glad you're enjoying the trip. Oh, so glad. Hey guys, that was one of the best espressos I've ever had. Yeah, and the cake is amazing. So, great job. I recommended you on my YouTube channel. You can follow Urbanist Exploring Cities. Urbanist Exploring Cities. Yeah, have a great day. Keep up with the great work. All right, so here, Ceremonia Bake Shop. Okay guys, I'm hyped up with coffee right now, and that was a pretty big dessert even though I only ate half. Do you guys want to walk to Domino Park? We'll definitely get back to the J train, but let me know if you want to see an extra park, or if you want to see more of Williamsburg, or if you just want to get to the train as quick as possible. Let me know in the comments, because Domino Park is about a 10 to 15 minute walk away. So if you do want to take that detour, if you want to make this video a little bit longer, let me know in the comments. Or if not, that's okay. We could go back to the train. You're the judge in these wanderings. This is a team effort over here. Yes, yes. Adria says I'll take the walk. Let's go hovering. Wandering, you mean Elisa? More up here, more Williamsburg. All right, let's go Williamsburg. I feel really hyped up. That was a really good cup of espresso. Oh, that makes me feel good. Like that cup of espresso brought true joy to my heart and to my entire intestinal system. My intestines feel very happy right now. Let's continue walking around. Ceremonia has a 5-star rating on Yelp. I am not surprised. Definitely one of the best places new places I've tried here on live video. Take a walk. I want to see more of Greenpoint. Well, Susan, today Greenpoint is a bit far away, but we will see Domino Park. Thank you for linking to Instagram. 4K. Let me actually put this up so people know. And for the people also putting the Yelp, I love all the extra links. I'll leave this up for a few seconds. Give them a shout out if you visit the place. Tell them you saw it through Urbanist. So this is what W2. Thank you so much for watching. This is what we're in store for this detour in Brooklyn. We have everything we're gonna see right now in this 15 minutes. So we have, the Coney Island, they put that. But we have the Williamsburg Savings Bank, which I'll point out once we get back on the subway. Domino Sugar, which we're gonna see soon. The J train, which we rode. Oh my God, this is a perfect mural to convey this trip in New York City today. Perfect mural. I love this. Encapsulates our trip. It's made by Woods Art on Instagram. Check them out. So I like Oslo. Oslo's an old school Williamsburg coffee place. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you see that guy right there? Right there in the corner? The one right there in the corner, wearing the white. In Williamsburg, Brooklyn, there will be a very good chance that you're going to see a lot of guys that look like the dude from the amazing movie by the Coen brothers, The Big Lebowski. That guy literally looks like he's the dude from The Big Lebowski, and that is not a rare sight in Williamsburg, especially during the weekends. So I'm going to point the camera very briefly. Jose says he's a drug dealer. Maybe he's standing on the street corner right by a bodega. So maybe he is right there. There he is. Maybe he is. Just a little fun fact for you guys. A little fun fact. You'll see a lot of dudes here. It's a common style. Common stuff. He looks like he's wearing a carpet that tied the room together. Indeed he is. I don't mean to make fun. It's a style that you'll see here. That's all I'll say. He could be on the lookout for the local mafia boss. Says Merck. 5 Points was great, says Tones. Yes, so is Bushwick is amazing. Some fantastic street art. Oh yeah, I'll point out more as we keep walking. Okay, this is pretty empty, so I'm going to remove my mask just for a short while. Williamsburg is always pretty damn quiet. Here's one of the many bodegas. So before this really became a hipster neighborhood, this was filled to the brim with Puerto Rican Americans. And before Puerto Rican Americans, it was filled to the brim with Italian Americans. So you'll see a lot of the corner stores, which are also known as bodegas here in New York City. Millie's. So Millie, most likely this was opened by Puerto Rican at some point, because Millie is a popular name for Puerto Rican women. Hey, Elisa, do you maybe have a friend that owns a shop in this area? Says Elisa. Great question. No, I don't. I'm not friends with anyone who owns a shop in Williamsburg. I wish I knew someone personally. I don't. Look at this cool piece of architecture. Oh, wow. I know. Basically, my friends that own shops are now the Italians that I featured in my videos. They've become my friends. Merck says in Puerto Rico we use the word colmado. Yes, colmado is used in Puerto Rico, but here the word bodega was more popular. Millie is also an Italian name. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. What was the name short for when it comes to Italians? Really cool building over here. Jose, where are all the Jewish people? The Jewish people are in South Williamsburg, the other side of the Williamsburg Bridge. What's the address? We're in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. South 2nd Street and Berry. We're at La Superior. La Superior is known as a very good taco place. I think they open up at night. I love the sky and the fluffy clouds. Me too. That used to be a police station, says Joe. Ooh, really? Oh, that's cool. Millie's Pizza in Broadway is good, says Susie. Oh, there's a Millie's Pizza. That's awesome. All right, here we see another Puerto Rican flag. So there's still Puerto Rican living here, which is awesome. Seeing the community still survive somewhat. Right there, a Puerto Rican flag. Men is even wearing a Panama hat. So, very Puerto Rican. They're called Panama hats, what that man is wearing. But Puerto Ricans have been wearing that for many generations. Especially my grandfather's generation wore a lot of Panama hats. And I myself have a Panama hat, handmade in Puerto Rico. I have one at home. When you hear Capicu, you arrive, says Tones. Yep. When I hear Capicu, which is the checkmate version for dominoes, the game dominoes, it is common for Puerto Rican Americans and other ethnicities, specifically also Dominican Americans, to play outside dominoes. Usually it would be the older men smoking maybe a cigar or a tobacco, playing dominoes, maybe drinking something, and yelling Capicu. So here's one of the many brunch places in New York City. Susie, I love the Guayabera shirts. Oh yeah. You know, I gotta get myself an official Guayabera. I had one when I was a little kid. That was actually made by my grandmother because she was a seamstress. But I gotta get one now that actually I fit into. Stay tuned whenever I revisit Puerto Rico. So now we're seeing this huge N-shaped condominium, one S1, one South 1, and that's where we're going to see the Domino Park. But here we're in between two brunch places. So you know our mayor, when he was running for office, he would say it's a tale of two cities. Well, today, here, it's a tale of of 2 brunch places here in New York City. All right, let's continue walking around. What's a cuchi frito? It's fried, basically a fried pastry, fried empanadas. Basically anything that's fried, that's quick to eat. That's a cuchi frito. The English version would be like Cornish pasties, except they're just baked. They're also fried. The South American version would be empanadas or salteñas, but again, they're also fried, unlike just being baked in South America. Fritters. Thank you so much, Helen, for saying the English version. Puerto Ricans in the mainland know it as frituras. Cuchi fritos is more like a New Yorican thing, also a little bit more of a Dominican thing. So here are the offices of Vice. Let me know if anyone either liked Vice. I used to watch Vice all the time, not so much anymore, but this is the main headquarters of Vice magazine and show that is also on YouTube. Those are the new offices, photos. So this office has been around for maybe 5 years. Their offices originally were a little bit further into Williamsburg, right by the Greenpoint border. Open the door, their offices are closed. They're very beautiful offices. I actually came here to do 2 separate job interviews, and they rejected me. So I was very close. Instead of Urbanist, you might have seen me host a Vice show. But I think I was a little bit too nice for Vice. So Urbanist is the nice Vice. Vice fell off when they got rid of Desus and Romero. Yeah, they also got rid of one of their best talent as well. Desus and Romero were really cool personalities. So here we have the Domino Sugar Factory, which produced the majority of the sugar during World War I, and also I think in World War II as well. This was the main sugar production in the US for quite a while, and it is now a landmarked facade. The interior is being redesigned into a condominium, but the facade has been landmarked. So let's play Frogger, and let's get across the street. Not too far from Rough Trade. Yeah, we're pretty close to Rough Trade. All right. It's crazy windy. Vice has great documentaries. Yeah, I agree. That's why I applied to them right before I started Urbanist. Domino is really cool. Hey, a couple goes abroad. Oh, we have a couple goes abroad watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Is this Kent Street? So this is Kent Avenue, yes. Is it street? No, it's an avenue. Yeah, it's an avenue. Looks haunted. Yeah, Williamsburg is not really haunted. Or is it? Williamsburg is haunted, ladies and gentlemen. Haunted by high rents. Haunted by high fashion boutiques. Haunted by vintage stores that for some reason have the same prices as high fashion boutiques, and yet their clothes are still used and they're charging $500 for a shirt. That's the true hauntings of Williamsburg. All right, let's go to River Street. And why is it called River Street, ladies and gentlemen? And people of all genders, let me know. Why is it called River Street? A big hint. We're about to see it right now. I'm being blown by the wind, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, the wind is at my back today. It's the Sabbath, right? I think so. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. For Jewish people, yes, it is. For Christians, it's Sunday, but it's not really that observed nowadays in modern American Christian society. Where is everyone? That's what I'm wondering, Long. Where is everyone? It is very empty. Welcome to Domino Park, and look at those views. Hey, Jose. Jose says, "Be careful, Jose. This is a very nice neighborhood, very safe. It might look empty, but it's very safe." Look at those views, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful day. See the views of New York City. Estos son las vistas de los edificios aquí en Nueva York, en el río East River, el río Oeste, el río Este. This is the Liberty Mutual location. Lady Coach says, amazing, that's why I love views like this. So someone asked, is this a bridge? No, this is not a bridge. This is just a park trying to look very industrial. So the park is paying homage to Williamsburg's industrial past. Even the playground is meant to look like part of the factory. But once we move the camera over here, we start seeing the Williamsburg Bridge, the most biked over bridge in the world. The Williamsburg Bridge was built in the 1900s, early 1900s, and it was known as the Jews' Highway, which at that time was indeed used as a derogatory term. The reason for that is because where I'm pointing the camera right now was the Lower East Side, and we're gonna go across the subway soon, across the Williamsburg Bridge, so stay tuned for that. That is the Lower East Side, and the Lower East Side was the most densely populated area in the entire world in the 1900s, so much so that it would be packed to the brim on any given day of the week. Watch any of those historical footage or photos. It was so packed that people were dying from disease that was spreading in the tenements. So they started leaving the Lower East Side in droves, most of them Eastern European Jews. And hence that's why they end up calling the Williamsburg Bridge, in the derogatory way, the Jews' Highway. They started moving all along Bedford Avenue. So that's why many of the modern Jewish neighborhoods of Brooklyn are along the pathway of the Williamsburg Bridge. Let's see more. Smash that heart button, says Elisa. Yes, definitely do. Only YouTubers will be out here in the cold. Yeah, either YouTubers or people walking their dogs. That's one of the two scenarios here in New York City. Let's zoom in on the skyline. Vic, we'll be seeing. I'm not sure if we'll get service into Manhattan, but we'll be seeing the Williamsburg Bridge. Gary, very interesting. I never heard that term before, the Jews' Highway. Yeah. Oh, what a view. Come here at night as well. Really awesome park, especially during the summertime. It's a lot more vibrant. And there we see the Queensboro Bridge in the distance, and Roosevelt Island, and the views of the Long Island City. We see Greenpoint condominiums popping up, and behind it is Long Island City. Having the name Ariel, do you have Jewish roots? Asked Todd. No. Ariel, while it is a popular name for Jewish men, it is also, and some Jewish women do also have the name Ariel, and African American women is also a popular name, Ariel. Ariel, specifically, is a popular name in a few Hispanic countries, specifically Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Venezuela. You'll see men fairly often named Ariel. I'm not entirely sure if it also applies to Argentina or Mexico. Let me know. Y alguien está mirando en Argentina. Hay hombres también llamado Ariel, and it's not necessarily related to being Jewish. The sun is coming out. Yeah, no more rain, ladies and gentlemen. We are rain free here in New York City. We have a taco shop, Taco Cina. Oh, cajitera. Dice, en Argentina hay varios Ariel. Yes, so Argentina also has the name Ariel for men. So taco shop. Ariel Dot es un músico. Oh, there's a musician named Ariel in Argentina. I have a niece named Ariel. Yes. There are a lot of African American women who are named Ariel in the U.S. It became a popular name. I'm not entirely sure what's the origin of why it became popular. Might be related to The Little Mermaid. Do I speak Spanish? Sí. Yes, I speak Spanish. I'm fluent. Sí, hablo español. Hey, Kurihara. Nice to see you here. All right, let's take a seat because sometimes you gotta breathe in these views. To Anarchist City. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a whole lot of anarchy happening here in New York City. People walking in the park, walking their dogs. Intense amount of anarchy. The anarchy here is quite fierce. You see couples walking around, you see people walking their dogs. It's quite scary times here in New York City. People walking their dogs, you gotta watch out, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes these dogs, they're very fierce. They sometimes want a treat. Luke, do I believe in telepathic communication? That is a question for another live stream. But feel free to ask me anything about history, food, or culture. Here's a beautiful ferry. Ariel's a skateboarding trick on a half pipe. Holden, really? That's fascinating. It would be easily to recognize New York City bridges. Yeah, Williamsburg, and then beyond that we have the Manhattan, and we can see the Brooklyn as well. The name Ariel is also popular in El Salvador. Oh, interesting. Also in Central America. Cool. Hey, 4K Wonder left a super chat. Oh, 4K. Thank you so much. Need these views. 4K. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm so glad I could provide these views. Sometimes you gotta take a small little breather. It's a great place to sit. Rod, this is the Williamsburg Bridge we're looking at. Looks idyllic. Oh, yes. Look at the seagulls there in the distance. Hello, Laura. Hello, Udis. Season, I'm kind of new watching these streams. So sorry if this is a dumb question, but how do I respond to other people in the chat without having to type out their whole name, Season? I don't think it's possible. I think YouTube might autofill sometimes, but I don't think it's possible. Ariel is also popular in Slovenia. Really, Lisa? Wow. Is a male or female name in Slovenia? Beautiful views. David says, Ireland used to be filled with anarchy, but not so much anymore. It's very quiet in Ireland. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. It's quiet in Ireland. Uh-oh, I forgot. Yeah. Have you ever considered doing a film tour of New York City? I've done a few of them. I've done of musicians, definitely. I've done a video about Sex and the City. And maybe I'll do another one in the future. Ariel means Lion of God. It does mean Lion of God, yes. In Hebrew, yes. Every name with EL. EL means God, of God. So Domino Sugar Factory being repaired, and soon it's going to have a huge high-rise condominium up here. Might we know what the anarchy joke is about? Okay, so the reason a lot of people or some people in the comments might say there's a lot of anarchy, either jokingly or serious, is because our current US president claimed that New York City is filled with anarchists and that there's riots in the streets, there's rampant crime, there's destruction and desolation in the city of New York. And he said that as of recently as last month. So that's why we're making fun of that. I do realize, I do acknowledge that there are areas in New York City that are maybe going through rougher times, and there's individual instances, tragic circumstances that people might have experienced. My heart goes out to those people. But if you look at the overview of New York City, the overall perspective of New York, from a touristy perspective, it doesn't seem so chaotic to me. But you be the judge. These videos are 2 hours long, so you get to see plenty of New York. I'm not editing anything. I'm pointing the camera in certain locations, but I usually give you huge 360 perspectives. So you be the judge. Is New York City a place of destruction and desolation? Let me know. So here is the Williamsburg Bridge, and the cool thing is you can get very close up to it. Is Arroz con Gandules Puerto Rican? It is. CLP, yeah, it is. All right, everyone, let's keep that political conversation. Let's wrap it up. Take it to a close. Let me know, what's your favorite thing about Brooklyn? If you visited Brooklyn before, what's your favorite thing about Brooklyn? Let me know in the comments. Let's not get too deep into what I just said, because here we have some of the best views of New York from this specific perspective. So if you're a photographer, bring your telephoto lens, because you can get a really kick-ass photo with this. Look at that. So here we have the Statue of Liberty. We have the Manhattan Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge here in New York City. C. Steele loves the Pratt Institute and the art scene. Oh, I'm so glad you do. The view from there, you love it. Amazing. 4K Wanderer loves the Brooklyn Bridge. Susie loves the diversity in the neighborhoods. Rich, you like Central Park? Central Park is in Manhattan, but let me know what you like about Brooklyn. There's also Prospect Park in Brooklyn, so we're giving that a look. And it's super windy. Whoa. Stefan likes Peter Luger's. It's an amazing, amazing steakhouse, yeah. Despite its 1-star review on New York Times. Oh, look at that. Love your Facebook post the other day on the man-made concrete wonders. Oh, so glad you did. Am I Jewish? No, ladies and gentlemen. No. I was raised Catholic. How do you hold the camera for so long? I'm using a gimbal. It makes it very easy to walk around with the camera. Plus, I have very strong forearms, ladies and gentlemen. They're brolic. As New Yorkers like to say, they're brolic. Brolic forearms. Brolic means very muscular. That's your New York slang of the day. Brolic. Tone loves the Bushwick Collective. Oh, I'm so glad you do. Ooh, Rich likes the Coney Island Freak Bar. Oh, yeah, I haven't been there yet. But it has a whole lot of history. Look at these views. Oh my God. Wow, with the sun shining and everything. Oh, this is so cool. How do you have brolic forearms? Years of live streaming, Tones. Years. Don't. I know what some people might be thinking. Because that's another joke people say in America, so not for another reason. Live stream. Get your mind out of the gutter. As also another American saying, get your mind out of the gutter. By the way, are gyms open? Yes, they are. Some, I think they are slowly closing down, but Tonk. Funny name. We see Hudson Yards there in the distance now. Stefan loves the Brooklyn Promenade. Hey, Elisa says, what is that Pino de Angel song? Okay, I love that song. Yeah, beautiful song. You use the right arm or the left arm to hold the gimbal? Oh, Irene, that's a very personal question. Oh, the gimbal, I use the left. I'm a lefty. Can you swim there? No, I would not recommend it, even though you might see some kids doing so. I would not recommend it. But again, this is not a health channel, so do your own research before you swim into the East River. But I am a fan of a certain thing called common sense. And common sense dictates that it might not be the best idea to swim on the East River. But you be the judge. All right, let's go back on the J train for our final stop to ride across the Williamsburg Bridge. I hope you enjoyed those views. Jason says these up close views are so awesome. I'm so glad you enjoy them. Now we're walking alongside the bridge, but soon we're gonna ride across the bridge. Lisa says Ariel's very appropriate and refined. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Elisa says, the other Elisa says, keep it PG. I am, ladies and gentlemen. Get your minds out of the gutter. Love these views. I'm so glad you do, Kay. No innuendos here in Urbanist. It's an innuendo-free zone on Urbanist. Lisa says you're a beautiful person. Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. 4K Wanderer says, let's go, 400 likes. Hell yes. Let's do it. I'm down. Let me know if you guys are down for 400 likes on this video. That's how they say in New York. Here's another New York slang. Are you down? Sometimes we say, are you up for that? Or are you down for that? It's a bit of a nuance. What's the worst subway line in New York? It used to be the L. The L kind of is not the best subway line. It's always under repairs. I'm cold watching this. Are you a Yankees fan or a Mets fan? I don't follow baseball, but I'm from Queens. And in Queens, the main baseball team is the Mets. So I'm a Mets fan. Merck says, I'm down for it. In fact, mine was number 400. Oh, Merck, thank you so much for being number 400. Look at the train. That's what we're about to board. Why am I breathing so hard? Because I'm walking uphill. I'm wearing a heavy jacket, and I'm wearing a mask, so that might be why I'm breathing so hard. And it's also a very humid day, so sometimes when it's humid, it gets me a little bit stuffy. Let me know if you feel the same. That's why. Yankee/Mets chat is worse. Here's Butler. There's a little brunch spot and coffee shop. Your glasses are a little bit foggy. They are. You need to fog spray, says Arnell. I have it actually in my backpack. It doesn't work too well. We're Morby Parker, so not quite the best one. For perspective, I was walking on a incline right over here. We're all human here. We all get a little bit winded. You know, when you see a vlogger who edits their videos, they're not going to put necessarily the parts where they're getting winded unless they're doing heavy running, like Casey Neistat. But here, real life, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing real exploration. And real exploration sometimes comes with getting a little bit winded when walking on a humid day, a street that looks deceptively flat, but is actually really inclined. Debbie says, I need a Noex optic scarf. What is that, Debbie? What's a Noex optic scarf? Hey, a few people send the super chat. High Fiver says, do you like sunset walks? I do. Sometimes I do them. Stay tuned. Press that bell notification button. And thank you, Maureen, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate it. Our final stop is going to be across the Williamsburg Bridge on the J train. Eden, I prefer no spamming in the comments. You can take those comments elsewhere. Thank you, Susie. ACG, this is not a political channel. Feel free to ask anything about history, food, culture, travel. There's many other wonderful channels out there on YouTube where you can discuss politics and its nuances. So here we are surrounded by what used to be industrial buildings. Now they are apartments right by the very loud bridge. Chris also says super chat from Viorel. Viorel, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, Viorel. Yay. Thank you for supporting Urbanist. "113 viewers," says Elisa. Oh, yeah. All right, we're getting close to Marcy for our final stop across the Williamsburg Bridge. Are you ready? As the announcers like saying, like in wrestling matches. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Mandy says, "You've really brightened up my day with your exploration. It took me to places in New York City I haven't visited yet." Oh, I'm so glad, Mandy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Are you going to the Bronx anytime? I'm not sure. But I would recommend my other friend, Action Kid. He sometimes covers areas like the Bronx, Southern Brooklyn. Action Kid. I'm gonna follow him on YouTube. I miss urban living. How many steps are you getting per day? I have no idea. Don't track my steps. All right, we're back here at good old George Washington. Covered in pigeons. We're in Brooklyn, Pixel. John says, "This is so exciting that you're walking through the city." Yeah, I'm so glad you are. Yeah, this is a wonderful way of showing you. You're excited. Can you do a comprehensive tour of the Museum of Natural History? Comprehensive will probably not be possible until I get official permission from them. And they're very tough to get permission from. So, hint, hint, go on Facebook and search Museum of Natural History. Oh, I gotta walk the other way. This is the entrance to the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. Search Museum of Natural History Urbanist on Facebook, and you'll see maybe a video of me inside. Maybe. I cannot neither confirm nor deny that there is a video about the Museum of Natural History and a full walkthrough where I show you everything from the dinosaur exhibit to the oldest wing. I cannot confirm nor deny that that exists on Facebook. I'm glad I happened on your video, says Johan. Oh, I'm so glad. Your videos are so interesting. Your says Susan. Oh, I'm glad, Susan. All right. Whew. Let's go to walk. Public bathroom there, but I'm not sure if you will want to enter. I remember you made that video, says Kay. Yeah, Kay. Kay, Irene, we have a few others, hardcore viewers. They've seen many of my videos. And they sometimes can answer if I have been there or not. Take a break and drink some water. I think I will need a cup of water. I think water is in order, ladies and gentlemen. Yay, I have more subscribers here today. Whew. You know, I wore a very heavy jacket today because the weather apps, all of them, said 100% chance of rain the entire day. They said it was going to be a nor'easter that was going to ravage New York City. They said it was going to be like the day after tomorrow, and that there was going to be an imminent ice age that would cover New York City later tonight. And that's why I wore a jacket as if I were going up to the Arctic and doing an expedition. But where's the rain? These weather apps. Does not tell you accurately. Is it cold? Not anymore. It was cold, but not anymore. Now I'm wearing a jacket meant for winter expeditions in a nice warm autumn day. Hello from the UK, nice to see you here. If it sounds like I'm complaining, I am. I mean in good fun, ladies and gentlemen. I complain for fun. Don't mean to be a buzzkill. Your rain is in my state of Maine now. Oh yeah, I miss Maine. I can't wait to go back. Me too hardcore Urbanist video watcher is also Christine. Oh, Christine, glad you're watching on Facebook now. I love your humor. I'm glad you do, Joanne. Some people don't get my humor, and they're watching these videos, and they're like, wow, this man is weird. He complains, and then he's saying that there's an ice age, and he's saying there's anarchy in the streets. What's wrong with this man? Why is he saying these things? Why is he hurting my feelings? I mean in good fun. How old am I? I'm in my early 30s. Now, let's continue walking around. I actually gotta take one more swig of water. Joanne says, I always get your humor. I'm glad you do. We get you over here in the UK. I know many of you UK people get my humor, and Irish people as well. And Australians too. Australians really, they also get that dry humor. And I'm sure Argentinians do as well. Estoy seguro que los argentinos se entiende mi sentido de humor. All right, let's go into the subway. Fatima says, no, not weird at all. Keep being silly. All right, we'll do. All right, let's continue walking through. I gotta open up my jacket. It's getting cold in here. I gotta take off my clothes. Getting so cold. I gotta put my clothes on. You remember that song, ladies and gentlemen? Where am I going? We're going to the J train to take the subway ride. Kevin, yes, it's getting cold in here. Gotta put on my clothes. Getting so cold, I gotta put my clothes on. Let me know if you remember that song. I think I'm getting the lyrics right? It's getting cold in here. It's a great song. They all put their clothes on in that music video. It joins the ranks of one of the best songs ever, like An Anarchist in New York by Sting. Bossy ass, wasn't it hot in here? I don't know, I think it's cold in here. Yeah, put on my clothes on. Just like Sting, I'm an anarchist in New York. And just like Duke Ellington's famous song, Take the J Train. Okay, guys, it's getting serious. I just opened up my jacket, and when one opens up their jacket, you know a New Yorker is getting serious. It's getting real, as they say in New York. Historical buildings, historical banks, new banks. Ben says, Sting was such a rebel. Will you be taking the J into Manhattan? Oh yes. Spoilers. Spoilers. Don't ruin the surprise. Hey Jeff, nice to see you here. I can't read, I'm not sure if that's Chinese or, I mean, if that's Japanese, kanji. Okay, TM, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. Manhattan? Yeah. Debbie, am I in Flushing? No. Williamsburg. Waiting for the train. So pro tip, you can pay with your phone as well. These new things you can do a tap with your phone, similar to London. I have a unlimited Metro card. All right, that was not kanji, it's Korean. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Sorry, sometimes I don't know these other languages. I walk super fast, yeah, I do. Wow, the train came fast. But we're gonna wait for the J train. Very full. So we're waiting for the J train. Taiwan, good to see you. Thank you so much. I don't know how to read Mandarin, so do let me know how to pronounce your name in English. So we're waiting for the J train. You see there's the conductor. He just popped his head up. That's a narrow platform, it is. And you can even see the next station down, which is cool. Let me zoom in. Hey, Todd says the M train could connect Queens and Brooklyn together from old forgotten train stations. Yeah, Todd, I briefly mentioned it in the beginning of the video. Yeah, there's an old rail line that could be reused for the subway. Hey Cynthia, Walter offered a free sandwich in Soho. Hey, is Walter watching from Alidoro? Great sandwich spot. Did he literally offer a free sandwich? If he did, I'll oblige. He makes amazing sandwiches. So Cynthia, let me know. I might have missed that comment. Walter, if you're watching, thank you so much for watching. I know you been watching my videos ever since I covered your spot, Alidoro. You always make the amazing sandwiches. So if people want to, Walter says yes in Soho. Okay, Walter. I will go to Soho right after this broadcast, so I'll be there in about 40-50 minutes. So Walter, thank you so much for offering us a free sandwich. All right, I'll head over. Are you the Soho store? Is it the Soho store? Confirm, let me know. And I will oblige, and I'll show everyone the photo of this amazing sandwiches by Walter of Alidoro. So if you want me to show you a photo of the amazing sandwiches, let me know in the comments. Okay, Walter says Soho. Soho, okay. Walter, I appreciate it. Video Walter's establishment. All right, maybe. I can't do it in this live, but maybe. Stay tuned. Maybe a bonus live stream with a sandwich. After a very long streaming session, sometimes the best thing you can have is a good sandwich. You know, because sometimes long streaming sessions could be quite a workout. So a good sandwich is the best thing. You need to be here before 4 p.m. All right, so Walter is saying I have to be there before 4 p.m. What time is it right now? Would I make it on time? I think I might, but let me know. What time is it right now? So everyone, last 5 minutes as we cross the Williamsburg Bridge. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching.
This is a Manhattan-bound J.
About that shit. North Face. I'm going on that shit
All right, across the Williamsburg Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the final video. Right here is where we walked.
Right. No, K-N-O-W underscore realness. Right. All I'm posting is like, well, when we finish the game, that's all I so we had the orange. And then we had the friend called that way.
Don says, wow, this is the new car. Yeah, I think all of the J ones are now new. I haven't seen the old J one yet. Here's the BQE, Brooklyn Queens Expressway. Listen to Sufjan Stevens. Here's George Washington once again with all the pigeons. And now we're above where we walked. So let me go in the front. Look at that. Peter Luger's right over here. You can barely see it, it's too bright. We're passing right by the bike path. And we're about to see the Manhattan skyline. It's gonna be epic. I should put your streaming with Apple TV in the store, says Walter. Indeed, Walter. I'll be there soon, but not while I'm live because I won't have service. river, how gigantic the East River really is. Bad service, so. B. Griffin, yes, don't say my age. Don't tell people that I'm actually 200 years old. Guy on a bike. Oh, that's so cool. I'll show you. And here's the descent into the subway. Forever, yeah, it's a nice, safe subway line. Okay, thank you everyone so much for watching. Essex Street Market is right on this stop. Highly recommended. It's a wonderful area to visit. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. One more final views. I hope you enjoyed this ride on the train, on the J train. Keep being awesome. Always keep on exploring. See you soon, Walter. Have a good day.